Hey, so today I'm going to share with you how to create your own custom shoes using my custom colour kit. And within the kit you will get these step-by-step instructions. You'll also have some paint, finisher, sandpaper, 2 different types of paintbrushes, a pencil in case you need to draw out your design, and then some tracing paper as well. So you'll have everything that you need to get going. First of all, you just need to make sure that your shoes are perfectly clean. So if they're brand new, all you'll need is just a wipe them down, make sure there's no dust or anything on there. If they are older shoes, you can give them a deep clean. Just make sure that there's no dirt hiding within the stitching or underneath any of those little areas. And once they're clean, you're basically ready to go. So I'll show you what to do next. So once your shoes are clean and dry, you're basically ready to prep them. Now these shoes are quite matte, so they don't really need much prep, but for a shinier shoe, you might want to use just the little bit of sandpaper that you get in the kit just to take off that shine, make them a little bit more dull. This is going to make the paint stick to the shoe. So you just need to really lightly sand, nothing that's going to be too harsh to take off the leather or the fabric. Like I said, these ones don't really need it because they are a matte leather, which makes it sort of easy for the paint to stick anyway. And once you're done with that, we can get going. I usually use frog tape so to mask off the sole of the shoe, just so you don't get any paint on there. Normal masking tape will work as well, so don't worry if you haven't got that. So I've quickly just masked off the edges there. If you do want to mask off the insides here, you can, or any areas like vents or the Velcro here, you can do that too. So that's ready to paint now. So I'm going to show you how I get the design on there. So like I said, you can take your pencil and you can draw your design straight out onto the shoe. Or if you prefer, you can trace, or you can just go straight in with the paint. So I'm going to show you how to trace it. Obviously you've probably traced before, but I put in some tracing paper because it's a really good idea of a way to get a more accurate design, and it's so easy to do. So I've got this one here that I've just done, and I've basically just traced that straight off the laptop. So make sure that if you're doing lettering, it obviously will come out backwards, but that's ready to go straight on. So I've cut it out, I've got some tape, and I'm just going to tape it on the shoe where I want it, because obviously there's limited space on these particular shoes, and once I've done that, I'm going to trace it on there. I've done that design on there just to show you, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. You do have to be careful if you're drawing over a curve, because it can kind of move around a little bit, so it is easier to start off and do like a flatter surface, but I'm quite pleased with how that came out, and now it's basically ready to paint. So you can use either paintbrush. If you're doing the little details, best off using the tiny brush, but what you want to do is go in with really thin layers and let each coat dry in between. So you shouldn't be working on top of wet paint, because it's just going to take that other paint off. So I'm going to show you how I go about painting this in, and then we'll see where we go. So it's fully painted now, just to give you a close-up. And now I'm going to add the finisher. So make sure that you let each coat dry in between before you add another coat, and the same with the finisher. So you want to make sure that the paint is completely dry before you add that on. For me, I would either leave it for a few hours or leave it overnight, something like that, just so you're sure that it's definitely dry before you add the finisher on there. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. I've added a couple of coats of finisher on there, so now they are waterproof and scratch proof and ready to be worn. Just make sure that you let them dry long enough before you wear them. So I'm really pleased with how these turned out. I'll give you a closer look there so you can see. I've also removed the tape off the bottom, and now they're completely ready. So the beauty of this kit is that you can do whatever you want with them. You can make them unique to you. So whether you wanted to do something really detailed over the side of the shoe, whether you wanted to do sort of simple shapes, something more detailed, it's completely up to you. And that's kind of the reason why I created this kit in the first place, so that you could try out this for yourself. So let me know what you think. Send me a message if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching.